Hello and welcome. Actor Sam Neill was one of those rare talents on the big or small screen, equally believable, playing romantic leads and dashing heroes in more than 150 screen appearances. From his early hits, My Brilliant Career, Dead Calm and Evil Angels, to The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery, and 3 of the Jurassic Park blockbusters, Sam had a screen presence that won popular support right around the world. His success was no less on the small screen, from the US miniseries Kane and Abel with Peter Straus to the Aussie bushrangers series Robbery Under Arms as Captain Starlite, and in the British series Reilly Ace of Spies, and more recently Peaky Blinders. His other films have included The Piano, Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams, the Aussie comedy The Dish, the film Plenty with Meryl Streep and Sting, and New Zealand's Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Back in 1985, I caught up with Sam for a phone interview. He'd just started shooting Kane and Abel in the US and was in a pretty relaxed mood.
Kane and Abel?
Yeah, we're doing a miniseries. Do you know the book?
No, I don't. I mean, I haven't read the book. I know that it exists.
Jeffrey Archer. And it's a sort of more or less contemporary book. And it covers like 50 years in the lives of these two men with a lifelong enmity towards each other. Peter Straus is playing Abel, I'm playing Kane.
Right. And is it actually set in Canada or is it set in America?
It's set in Boston and New York, so we're using Toronto and New York, and also Poland. We're using France for Poland, New York for New York, and Boston for Toronto for Boston.
Right, right. And what is the source of their enmity?
Money.
Again. What else?
Well, that's money is money leads to everything else, and just a bitterness, a residual bitterness, that a feud really, just between two men.
Right.
And eventually one of them dies as a result of it.
Right. And what's Strauss like to work with under these sort of conditions?
We haven't actually started shooting it. I start on Sunday, so it's all. Peter Straus is doing one of those Scott Fitzgerald books for the BBC at the moment, so he won't be here for 2 weeks.
Oh, I see.
I'll be flying the flag until he arrives.
Right. Who else is in the cast?
There's no one else probably apart from Charles Durning.
Oh, yes. Yes, well, I think he's wonderful, actually. One of the more interesting character actors in America at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah.
And are you playing, English, Australian, New Zealander, American, international character, or what?
I'm a Bostonian in this.
Ah, right. So the accent is not a problem.
It is really.
Oh. And what are you doing to resolve that?
Well, I'm working with an accent coach. Actually, one of the last jobs, she's very good, but she worked with Mel Gibson on The River, so she's clever.
Oh, what's her name?
Hang on. It's Julie, as in I.E., Julie Adams.
Adams, right. Ah, that's interesting. And of course, when did you finish doing Plenty in London?
I saw The River last night. Have you seen The River?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No, there's been no previews at all. What did you think?
Oh, it's really a good flick, and Mel is excellent in it.
That's interesting, because all I've seen are a couple of American reviews, which tend to be, either middle of the road or slightly negative about the whole thing.
No, I think it's a good flick, and Mel's very good with Spacek. There's a very good couple in it.
I'm very pleased to hear that. Oh, good. I'm very pleased, because he came back here just over halfway through last year, and he was absolutely exhausted because he'd done virtually 3 films back to back. and he had a bit of a rough time of it after in both places actually. He was telling me about some things that happened while shooting the river, and also, I suppose you've heard about the incident up in Canada about the drink driving situation and so on. And he desperately needed a rest and so on, and of course he only really had a couple of months, but although that sounds a lot, he then had to get straight into Mad Max 3, which I think he's just about finished now.
I wonder how it's gone.
Well, from what I've heard, they've had mostly a closed set, but from what I've heard around the traps, everybody seems pretty happy about it. Warners have been very careful in keeping it a closed set as far as the media is concerned, which obviously for me has been a disappointment, but there you go. And how long ago did you finish Plenty in London?
Oh, that was, I suppose, a couple of months ago.
An interesting film?
I think so. A very interesting cast. Do you know what the cast is?
Well, Meryl Streep, I know, is in it.
Streep's in it. Sting. Tracy Ullman.
Right.
Charles Dance, who's in Jewel in the Crown.
Right.
John Gielgud. And Ian McKellen.
And I haven't seen the play. In fact, I'm sure that it hasn't been produced out here yet. The stage version. Essentially, what's it about?
Well, it's about this girl who fights for the resistance in France during the war, and then after the war, after the hope and elation that everyone experienced at the end of the war for the future, growing sort of disillusionment and decay of her life after that. So her life is a sort of metaphor for post-war England, I suppose. That's the way I read it anyway.
Right. And who did you have most of your scenes with?
Streep.
Aha. What's she like as an actress to work with? I mean, in terms of craft and approach and everything.
I thought she was delightful. She's a very, very pleasant person, very amusing, very light, and a wonderful actress. I mean, you don't have to work with her to know that. But
yes.
She's great. I loved her.
Don't take your clothes off, whatever you do.
Of course not.
Don't spoil it hopelessly for me.
No, I'm just going to get my cigarettes. I roll my own,
Goodness me.
Tell you, I know flies on me.
Does Sigourney Weaver was out here last year for a promotional tour for Ghostbusters, and apparently she went to college with Meryl. I think she was a year or two behind her or something, but they did obviously work together in some productions. And she was saying that Meryl was very clear in her own mind at college that she knew exactly what she was going to do and that she was going to succeed and so on. And Sigourney described it as a kind of a healthy ambition. Does that come across, that ambitious streak in her?
Well, she brooks no fools, and she knows exactly what she wants to do with the part, and she believes in sort of excellence.
Mm.
On the other hand, she's in no way interested in all the sort of rubbish that goes with being a film star.
Right.
She's a very sort of low profile. She's a very, she's a family. It sounds corny, but she's a real family woman.
Mm.
And she's really much more interested in her family than she is in, being a celebrity. She
Right.
care less about being a celebrity.
Right. It must have been great for you, You know, sort of providing that challenge for the actor to rise to, something to work to.
Yeah, that's scary. It's scary. The trap is to be daunted by it.
Yes. And I trust you evaded it.
I hope so. You know Fred Skepsey directed it?
Yes, I did, yes. How did you get on with Fred? Because you haven't worked with him, have you?
No. Fred's good, you know. It was good working in this kind of foreign environment, let's just say France and England, with an Australian. Not quite sure why, but it just was good.
And prior to that, I mean, the last time I saw you obviously was on the set of Robbery. What happened to you after that? Did you go and do something else, or was it the next thing plenty?
Next thing was plenty.
Right.
I had a good, easy year. What I've done, actually, is I wrote a screenplay, which, and I'm hoping to direct that film next year sometime, hopefully.
Oh, great, great. Have you seen a completed cut of Robbery yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't at all.
Not even a rough cut?
No, I saw a sort of assembly before we left, but it was very incomplete, and so my guess is as good as yours, really. About what it's looking like. I suspect it's going to be fun.
Because you if I remember rightly, you more or less took that approach to the whole thing, that it was pretty much tongue-in-cheek, wasn't it?
Not so much tongue-in-cheek, but just tongue-in-cheek's the wrong way of putting it, really. Just that I was sure I was gonna have fun making it, and that it should be fun to watch. And I think it should. It was certainly fun to make, and I hope it'll be fun to watch.
Mm. Do you have any memories of the better parts or the more difficult parts, perhaps, that you had to make or had to do at least in the making of it?
Well, the sort of the denouement, when the final sort of showdown between the police and the gang, was days and days of agony in the cold on these saltwater flats. And I just, whenever anything is actually painful to make, it's often the best thing to watch, and I suspect that'll be the best part of the film.
Right. It was for you, I think, a fairly physical role, wasn't it?
I don't know about more difficult than anything else, really.
But I mean, there was a lot of...
It was physical, and it was a physical part, and I normally play things that are a bit more cerebral, so I suppose that part, you know, there were departures.
Yes.
Things I hadn't addressed myself to for a while.
But I mean, what I was thinking of really was the fact that you were, you know, there was a fair amount of horse riding and some gunplay and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but that was, in fact, all that stuff was what I enjoyed most, I think. That was great.
Sadly, Sam died on July 13 after a long battle with cancer. Over the past couple of decades, he found time and the passion for winemaking on his farm in New Zealand, successfully creating the Two Paddocks brand and focusing on Pinot Noir, his favourite drop. He is survived by 4 children and 8 grandchildren.